This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
Boomer Life on CIL 650 and in studio with Philips Lifeline, Canada's #1 medical alert service, Tracy Griffin, who's on the line with us from head office, and Jeanette Chouinard. Also in studio, Bonnie McDonald, Fraser Health Lifeline Coordinator at Newton Home Health. We're talking about the Philips Lifeline system, and at any point, if you want to jot down this bit of information where you can find out more, lifeline.ca, www.lifeline.ca, or 1-800-LIFELINE. Folks there will give you all the information that you may have, or if you're not getting the answers to the questions about what we're talking about here, they will give them to you there. Now let's talk about the alert system that people are most going to be using, and that's the Home Safe with Auto Alert. I think that's one of the big services that you have built up such a relationship, Jeanette and Bonnie, over the years. The installation of the equipment in the home, the monitoring, who does what. Who wants to talk about that?
Bonnie, I'll let you talk about the installation.
So with the installation, what we do is we call the family members or the clients, and we do quite a comprehensive care plan with them. And some of the questions beside their name, address, and phone number we're looking for is their medical information, if they have any allergies, if they're on any life-saving medications, blood pressure medication, oxygen, if they're diabetic. We're looking to find out anything that we need to know, that when we call the ambulance, we're going to give to the ambulance as they're heading off to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Now that's when you get this information and a call comes in, is that readily available to you? Like when that alert comes in, do you know everything about that person you need to know when the Jeanette?
Yeah, that comes into our PRAs, our personal response staff there, and so as soon as the button is pushed, the call comes in, that information, that whole profile comes up on the screen. So as Bonnie said, if they need oxygen or they're taking pertinent meds, our PRAs can share that with the EMS, so they have that pertinent information. And EMS really, they really appreciate that information. They really like us at Lifeline because they know when we call them that we've done our homework. We know that they actually need an ambulance.
I would think that's important. That it's a bit of a conundrum here. You don't want false alarms, but you do want people to use that Lifeline. So how many false alarms do you get, and what do you do about that? And do you try to discourage people from not pressing the button?
Not at all. No, we encourage them to press their buttons and talk to the monitors and feel comfortable talking to them. So the monitors will take a short time to talk to them, and quite often, like 96% of our calls are non-emergency calls. They push the button.
96%.
Yes, up to 96% of our calls are they're pressing the button to see how quickly somebody responds. At the response center, just the response center staff can pick up on the fact that maybe they're a little anxious, and they can decrease their anxiety, and so they're lonely. They just want somebody to talk to for a few minutes.
I've never thought about. Go ahead, Bonnie.
Oh, sorry, it's Tracy.
Tracy, sorry.
I was going to mention, in some cases we have seniors or subscribers that will push their button each morning and even at night just to say hello. They actually develop relationships with our personal response associates. So I know for those individuals, a service such as Lifeline makes such a difference to them.
That would be wonderful. I mean, I can think of many of the people that I've known who they would call you before they would call, the neighbor or even their kids, for goodness sakes, because you're always going to be there.
That's right. Absolutely.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
One of the things we do at Fraser Health Lifeline when we do the install, we ask them to press that button once a month. We want them to get used to pressing that button and just saying, when they come on the line, just tell them we're doing a test. That way, when they press the button, it's not such a scary thing for them now.
Confidence. And we've talked about medical situations, monitoring for those of all ages, but even security, if they feel that perhaps somebody's breaking into their home. You've had those kind of
We've had,
cases.
yeah.
Absolutely. I had one lady, and she had the lifeline in bed with her on her neck because we asked them to wear it all the time. And a fellow was standing at the end of her bed, and she was so scared all she could do was press that button. And when the voice came on the communicator, it was a man, and it said, Mrs. So-and-so, are you all right? And it scared that intruder out of her home because he thought there was somebody in the next room.
How many cases do you think on an average day or week would your numbers show? Tracy or Jeanette, feel free to answer this. Where that call that has been made on that lifeline has saved a life?
Yeah, it's hard for us to really know how many lives we save directly, George, only because in the cases where we're sending them to a hospital, sometimes we will know the outcome of that situation, and other times we wouldn't. We do know that, just to share some statistics, last year we received 1.6 million button presses or alarms in our response center, and of those we know that 165,000 were some level of emergency, and of those 165,000, there was 12,000 automatic fall detected signals. So these are individuals that fell and were unable to push their button. So we would have called EMS and had them transported to hospital. So without the technology such as auto alert, they may never have received the help that they needed.
So you can't necessarily put a number on it, but you have to know that in the course of a day, in a good percentage of these calls, the difference in the ability to get somebody to care and get quality, in other words, a more immediate care, has got to have made the difference in not just in saving lives, but in making sure that they can continue with their quality of life.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, let's talk about the questions, and I'm trying to put myself in, say, my mom's place, who had one of these devices years ago, and I would never have thought, I trusted the company. It was, I believe it was Lifeline at that time, then Philips Lifeline, and it was, well, can I take a shower in this? Is it going to break? How durable is it? What about the batteries? How do you hook this stuff all up? And I don't have any answers. So, what are the answers from you folks?
Well, we like to the way we like to describe our button is that it's the simplest technology that you could use. It's a pendant that you wear around your neck, or it's something around your wrist. And once you put that pendant on, or you're wearing our technology, there's absolutely nothing you have to worry about. It's completely waterproof. You can wear it in the shower. You can wear it, having a bath. You don't have to charge our equipment. It comes with a very long battery life, so it's not like you have to take it off to charge our auto alert. Our new GoSafe technology does require a charge, but people actually can charge it while they're wearing it. And also, it's this simple simple button with really comprehensive technology built into it. But we don't want our seniors to even worry about that. We just want them to trust that in the event of an emergency, if they push that button, we will be at the other end of the phone, supporting them and getting them the help that they need.
I think it's important that we've touched on this a bit, but I want to reinforce that, the auto alert fall detection technology, so that if I have a condition or something and I fall out of my chair, you literally there are warning signals. There's criteria inside the system that will let the dispatchers, that's not the right term, the caregivers know exactly that something has happened to you. Something's not right. Bonnie, you install. Have you seen this?
Yes, actually, when I install the Lifeline service, we actually go through the whole test. We do a range test. So when we go into each room, we press a button. We let them know that that button works in every room. We do a voice test with them to make sure that they are heard in every room and that they can hear the response center in every room. And when we leave, we give them all the information. We ask them if we have any other questions. They often contact me if they have a question or they forgot something. And
Wow. One thing when somebody falls and it's not serious, okay, and they can get back up, how can they cancel that call in? Or is there an automatic
Well,
system?
with the auto alert, if they fall, say, before the 30 seconds are up, they can just get up and it won't send a signal through. Okay, but if it's longer than 30 seconds, the auto alert will send a signal through to our response center.
Back up to the backup.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about the pendant, which hangs around the neck and with the button easy to reach. But I noticed that, Bonnie, you brought in a very styling-looking wristwatch, if you would. It looks a bit like a Fitbit.
It does, and it has a stretchable band on it, so it's quite comfortable. You can adjust it, and it's just got a little tiny face. It's square, and you just have your little black button in the center.
Well, maybe I should have that on beside my Fitbit because it hasn't been getting much of a workout lately. We want to remind you again, too, if you would like more information about the Philips Lifeline, you can check it out at lifeline.ca. And you can call Philips Lifeline anytime at 1-800-LIFELINE. We are talking today with the folks from Philips Lifeline on Boomer Life on CIL 650. We'll be back in a moment. We'll tell you more and more information on how you can get the information that you can share with family, friends, and make you feel better if you have this product with the person who needs it the most. I'm George Gordon on CIL 650.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.